Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Girivaradhari Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Vasudevaya Om Vasudevaya. Recite together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nishtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी शृण्वता स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तना हृदयन्तस्तो यमद्राणि Read from Canto 1, Chapter 14, Text number 8. Please repeat after me. अपि देवर्षिणाधिष्ठा स कालोऽयमुपस्थिता यदात्मनो अङ्गमाक्रीडम् भगवान् उत्सिसृक्षति अपि देवर्षिणाधिष्ठा स कालोऽयमुपस्थिता यदात्मनो अङ्गमाक्रीडम् भगवान् उत्सिसृक्षति अपि देवर्षिणाधिष्ठा स कालोऽयमुपस्थिता यदात्मनो भगवान् उत्सिसृक्षति
अपि देवर्षिणाधिष्ठा
सकालोऽयमुपस्थिता यदात्मनोऽङ्गमाक्रीडम् भगवान् उत्सिसृक्षति. Word for word translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Api, whether Devarishina, by the demigod saint Narada, Adishta, instructed, Sa, that, Kala, eternal time, I am, this, Upasthita, arrived, Yada, when, Atmana, of his own self, Angam, plenary portion, Akridam, manifestation, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Utsisrikshati, is going to quit. Translation: is he going to quit his earthly pastimes as Devrishi Narada indicated? Has that time already arrived? Purport: as we have discussed many times, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, has many plenary expansions, and each and every one of them, although equally powerful, executes different functions. In Bhagavad Gita, there are different statements by the Lord, and each of these statements is meant for different plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions. For example, Sri Krishna, the Lord, says in Bhagavad Gita, quote, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself, unquote. Gita 4.7. Quote, to deliver the faithful, to annihilate the miscreants, and also to re-establish the principles of occupational duty, I appear in every age, unquote. Gita 4.8. Quote, if I should cease to work, then all humanity would be misdirected. I would also be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all sentient beings, unquote. Gita 3.24. Quote, whatever action a great man performs, common men will follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues, unquote. Gita 3.21. All the above statements by the Lord apply to different plenary portions of the Lord, namely his expansions such as Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Narayana. These are all he himself in different transcendental expansions, and still the Lord as Sri Krishna functions in a different sphere of transcendental exchange, with different grades of devotees. And yet, Lord Krishna, as he is, appears once every 24 hours of Lord Brahma's time, or after a lapse of 8,640,000,000 solar years in each and every universe. And all his transcendental pastimes are displayed in each and every universe in a routine spool. But in that routine spool, the functions of Lord Krishna, Lord Vasudev, etc., are complex problems for the layman. There is no difference between the Lord's self and the Lord's transcendental body. The expansions execute differential activities. When the Lord, however, appears in his person as Lord Sri Krishna, his other plenary portions also join in him by his inconceivable potency called Yogmaya. And thus, the Lord Krishna of Vrindavan is different from the Lord Krishna of Mathura or the Lord Krishna of Dwarka. The Virat Rupa of Lord Krishna is also different from him by his inconceivable potency. The Virat Rupa exhibited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is the material conception of his form. Therefore, it should be understood that when Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, the Lord left his so called material body in the material world. The Lord is Kaivalya, and for him there is no difference between matter and spirit, because everything is created from him. Therefore, his quitting one sort of body or accepting another body does not mean that he is like the ordinary living being. All such activities are simultaneously one and different by his inconceivable potency. When Maharaj Yudhishthir was lamenting the possibility of his disappearance, it was just in pursuance of a custom of lamenting the disappearance of a great friend. But factually, the Lord never quits his transcendental body, as is misconceived by less intelligent persons. Such less intelligent persons have been condemned by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita, and they are known as the Mudas. That the Lord left his body means that he left again his plenary portions in the respective dhamas, transcendental abodes, as he left his Virat Rupa in the material world. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो नमः. Thank you, dear devotees, for the opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. I seek your blessings so that I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. So we understand in this verse, Maharaj Yudhishthir, he's speaking with Bhima, and he's telling that Arjuna has not returned. Maharaj Yudhishthir sends Arjuna to check what is the program of activities for Lord Krishna, because they are so dear devotees of Krishna, they cannot stay away from Krishna, so they want to always inquire what is next. Just like we see even today, when disciples, they're separate from their spiritual master, they're always trying to figure out what is his next activity. For example, there's Kartik Yatra going on, so many devotees went for the Yatra with Vaisheshika Maharaj or with Indradim Swami Maharaj or with Radhanath Maharaj in Mayapur. The devotees are always looking, what is the next program of work of their spiritual master? How can they get more association? How they can get more mercy? So similarly, the Pandavas, they are always looking. Okay, what is the next program of work for Krishna? So now he's speculating because Arjuna has not returned after many months. What has happened? So here in this verse, he is saying, is Lord Krishna, has he already quit his earthly pastimes? Because Narada indicated in the last chapter, while Maharaj Yudhishthir was lamenting for his uncle Dhritarashtra and mother Gandhari, the aunt Gandhari, that they quit. So in the last chapter, in the text 50, Narad Muni gave an indication. He said, the Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may quit. You Pandavas may wait, excuse me. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on the earth. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada clarifies, Narada, like Vidura, did not disclose the imminent annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, but indirectly gave a hint to the king and his brothers to wait till the incident happened and the Lord departed. So here, because of that hint, Maharaj Yudhishthira is saying, Lord has left. And Prabhupada is clarifying in the purport how Lord, when he leaves, his departure is not like the departure of an ordinary living being. Ordinary living beings is forced by the material nature to accept a certain type of body. And after a certain duration, the Ayu, when Ayu is finished, no matter how much strong a person is, how much wealth he has, how expert he is, how intellectual he is, he has to leave this mortal coil, this body. But Lord comes by his own sweet will and he disappears by his own sweet will. Although it seems that he left his so called material body, Krishna's body is Kaivalya, as Prabhupada mentions. For him, matter and spirit are the same. Prabhupada explains like electrical energy. For electrician, he can use the electrical energy for heating. We are using this AC as a heater. This same AC can be used for cooling in summers. So for Krishna, he can appear in the form of a archa, in the form of a deity, which is so-called matter. But he can reciprocate with his devotee in the same way like his personal form, as we know the story of Sakshi Gopal, where Lord Krishna in his deity form walked from Vrindavan to Orissa, to a village called Krishna something. I don't recollect the name, near Katak. So we know that pastime that for a person who is a pure devotee, he can have the same exchange with Krishna as a deity, which he would have with as his personal form. So we know pastime of Srila Prabhupada when he was praying to Krishna, especially Rukmini Dwarkadish in LA. And then they told him that you should go to India and preach. And Prabhupada would have a conversation. No, but I am here. My Guru Maharaj told me to expand it in the Western world, so I am doing my duty. This is good. But they said, no, you should go to India. So ultimately, Prabhupada went in 1972 through 1975. He made so many centers in India. So Krishna, for Krishna, matter and spirit is the same. For us, there is a difference. For a conditioned living being, and a person who is a pure devotee, he can reciprocate with Krishna even in so-called material form. So here, Lord Krishna's departure is not like a departure of a ordinary jiva. It is still transcendental. Also, we understand that in this material world, we have many duties, many designations. We are working in companies as software engineer. We have our own occupation as book distributors and kirtan devotee. Uh, there are people. We have our designation as a son. We have duty towards our parents. We have a designation as a brother or a sibling. We have a designation as a citizen of a particular country or an immigrant in a particular country. Status maintenance. So we do all those activities within this body. But for Krishna, when he has to do different roles, he expands himself. He is not bound by this body. He expands himself in different forms, and those forms are known as avatars. Avatar literally means one who descends from a higher realm, who descends to uplift us. So the name of Krishna is also an avatar. Kali Kale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. So Krishna descends in his form of name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To uplift the conditioned beings, so that by chanting his names we can get free from the vices of anger, lust, envy, pride, um, 6 vices, and then we can realize Krishna even while in this body. So, for myself, when I came to Krishna consciousness, I know I was so much attached to sleeping late or uh, so many bad habits. For example, not eating in a regulated way, not eating food which is offered to Krishna, or being very ambitious to earn money, over endeavor. But as we chant Krishna's names, the envy that is there in the heart towards other levas, that goes away. So most of the people in this material world are working out of envy. I don't like you, and I would rather kill you. So there are people who kill animals because they envy animals. There's a term called cutthroat competition. Even in the corporate, people are ready to kill each other. The competition. So this material world, every living being is working out of envy. But when we chant the names of Krishna, we develop the same characters as Krishna, which is to be kind and compassionate towards others. So even in this life, we can experience the transformation. We don't have to wait to go to the spiritual world to experience the transformation. Another way Krishna descends is in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Maya Mugde Jiva Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan Koila Krishna Ved Puran. Thank you, Prabhu. So Maya Mugde, we are Mugdha means stunned. Actually, one is stunned, just like one is stunned during an operation by chloroform, so that one does not go through the pain. We are stunned by Maya, and we are not able to. We are in a sleeping state, and we don't understand that I am a part and parcel of Krishna. My duty is to serve Krishna. So I am Maya Mugdhe. I am enamored by the glare of Maya. How I can lord upon material nature. Nahi Swat Krishna Gyan. It is not automatic that one can know Krishna. So Jiva Kripa Kaila, by to show his mercy towards the Jivas or conditioned beings, Krishna Kola Ved Puran. Krishna as Ved Vyas, he wrote the Vedas and Puranas. So by reading this Vedas, Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can revive our original constitutional position. So this is another way that Krishna manifests himself in the form of Puranas. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami when Lord Chaitanya is explaining instructions about who we are, Jivira Swarup Hoya. Krishna. So Jivira Swarup Hoya, Krishna Nityadas. Yeah, that Jiva's original constitutional position is to serve Krishna. And then he explains who is Krishna. He's explaining Krishna's expansions. So many expansions. So it's in the Madhya Lila, chapter 20. This detail, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is clearly explaining so many expansions. And I found a chart online where Krishna's Swamsha expansions are explained. And Krishna expands as Lord Balram, and he expands. There's Parabhav form, there's the Vaibhav form. He expands in the Ras Leela, so many forms which are his personal forms, and then his form as Lord Balram, where he comes as a spiritual master to instruct the living entities. Then he expands as the Purusha avatars in this material world. to create the different universes. Mahavishnu is exhaling so many universes, inhaling so many universes. In every universe, he enters as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He fills that anda or universe with his perspiration, and he lies upon that as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And then from his navel, Brahmaji comes, and in that, Brahmaji creates the material, the planets, and then he enters as Shirodakshay Vishnu, which is Paramatma. He enters in each and every atom. So this is just some of the avatars, Purusha avatars. I want to go through the 6 avatars which are listed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First is Purusha avatara, which we discussed. Second is the Leela avatar. Leela avatars are those which come to perform a particular Leela pastime. We do not see their entire lifespan, but we see them only for a particular activity. For example, there is um, there is Matsya Avatar, who comes as a fish incarnation to protect Satyavrat and the sages and to protect the Vedic knowledge during the annihilation of the universe. Then, when that pastime is complete, he goes back to his eternal planet, Matsya Avatar. Then Yajna is there. Yajna appears in Treta Yuga to receive oblations. Yajna is one of the incarnations of Lord. And then there is Rishabha, Lord Rishabha's teachings we are hearing from His Grace Vijay Prabhu. He was the father of Bharat Maharaj. He showed how a human being should live his life for spiritual emancipation. So there are 25 Leela Avataras which are mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrit. I'm just giving a few. Then the third category is Guna Avatar. So Krishna accepts the different gunas. Guna means a rope. There are 3 ropes, 3 gunas in this material world: Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So Krishna accepts Sattvagun and becomes Lord Vishnu. Krishna accepts passion or Rajogun and he becomes Lord Brahma. Krishna accepts Tamagun, he becomes Lord Shiva. And then there is a form called Yuga avatars. So he appears in every yuga. There is there is Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapar and Kaliyug. So there are 4 colors in which he appears. This was told by Garg Muni to Nand Baba while he was performing the name-giving ceremony of Lord Krishna. Krishna appears in 4 colors. This child has appeared already. So he appears in 4 colors: white, red, dark blue, or black, and yellow. So white was Shukla avatar of Lord Kapila when he appears as the son of Kardamuni and Devahuti, and he gives the Sankhya Yoga. And then red is Yagya. As I explained, Yagya, receives oblations in the form of Yagya in Treta Yuga.
What form is he?
This form is oblation. He is carrying a ladle. I mean, there is a representation. There is a form of Yagya also, but he accepts the ahutis or oblations. That is that form as Yagya. And then third is Lord Krishna in Dwapar, black, and fourth is Lord Chaitanya in yellow form in Kali Yuga. This is the fourth category of avatars. Fifth is the Manvantra avatars. So, in every day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Manus are progenitors of mankind. That's how the man word comes actually. From Manu comes Manavas. Manava, the race of Manav comes from Manu. And man also comes from Manava. I met a person on book distribution, his name was Manu Cohen. So I told him actually, Manu is the name of the progenitor. He was very happy. He gave me a good donation. So 14 Manus come. Each of them reign over the universe for around 72 Divya Yugas. One Divya Yuga is the cycle of the 4 Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. around 72, I guess, if you divide 1000 by 14, that number. So there is Yagya, Vibhu, Satyasen, Hari, Vaikuntha, Ajita, Vamana, Sarabhoma, Rishabha, Vishwaksen. Vishwaksen is also one of the Manvantra avatars. Dharma Setu, Sudhama, Yogeshwara, and Brihatmanu. So some of them are in both the categories. For example, Yagya is a Manvantra avatar and a Yuga avatar. Vamana is also Manvantra avatar and a Leela avatar. So some of them are across the categories. All of them come together when Krishna appears personally. So all of them come in the form of Krishna. So that's why Krishna, when he's speaking different verses in Bhagavad Gita, there are different expansions to whom he's referring to. For example, when he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamiham. So Krishna comes in the form of Vasudev Krishna, which is to set an order in the universe. Lord Vishnu comes to set an order. His mode of goodness is maintaining the universe. So he is saying in that form that I come to set the order, to deliver the faithful, to annihilate the miscreants, and also to re-establish the principles of occupational duty. I appear in every age. Yeah. So then, if I should cease to work, then all humanity would be misdirected. So he also comes as Lord Ram to show Maryada, that how a king should act, and he also comes as Kapila to show how a yogi should act. He comes as Nar Narayan, how an ascetic should act. He comes as Narad Muni to show the potency of devotion. This is called Shaktiavesh Avatar. I missed that actually. There's a sixth category called Shaktiavesh Avatar, where a particular jiva is empowered by Krishna to perform certain things. He's not Krishna himself, but a jiva is empowered. So that's why he's called Shaktya Avesh. He's uh, he's Avesh means he manifests a particular Shakti of Krishna. He's infested with a particular potency. So Narada is in fact invested with the potency of devotional service. So he can give Krishna to everyone. That's the meaning of Narada, one who can give Narayana or the devotion to others. Narada. Then there is Anantadeva, who has the potency, he can hold so many universes on his hoods. That is Bhudharana Shakti. Lord Brahma has the Srishti Shakti, he can create the universe. The four Kumaras has the Shakti of Jnana, they have the knowledge. Narad Muni is Bhakti Shakti, Maharaj Prithu is Palana Shakti, which is he acted as a maintainer of the universe. He also acted as an emperor, how an emperor should rule. Parshuram is Dushta Daman Shakti. Parshuram killed the Kshatriya race or the administrators race 21 times because they were not ruling as per dharma. So Krishna invests different living entities with these different potencies. So he also says in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Riddeshi Arjun Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. I sit in the heart of all living entities as the controller. Ishvara Sarvabhutani. Riddeshi, I am sitting in the heart region. Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudani Maya. This body is working like a machine, but I am making it work. So the living entity only desires, and then Paramatma, who is sitting in the heart, he sanctions. Okay, I sanction this. Then the material nature act. Then the body act. Right now, I'm trying to move my hands. I'm trying to speak. I'm only desiring that I want to speak, but Krishna is sanctioning, and then the material nature is acting upon it. So many times people have paralysis. So even if they desire, the hands don't work. So it's not that we are controlling this matter. We are only desiring. Krishna is fulfilling. Also, I was thinking about the sunrise and sunset. It is said that Krishna appears once in a day of Brahma. So, but Krishna's pastimes are happening eternally. So Prabhupada gives an example of sunrise and sunset. He says there's sunrise in US and the same time there's sunset in India. So somewhere Krishna's manifestation or pastimes are he's disappearing in one universe, but in another universe he's coming up. His Balya Leela, his birth is happening. So Krishna's pastimes are happening eternally, but once in a day of Brahma in one universe. So this is how we can understand it. So we should not misunderstand that when Krishna leaves, he's leaving like an ordinary human. He's leaving his different expansions when he leaves this universe, and he's leaving his Virat Rupa, which is the material world. So we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Devotees have any questions or reflections or corrections? Online or in-person studio. Hare Krishna.
You covered it all. Kautukarnava Prabhu ki jai.
Rupesh Vijay Prabhu ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Kautukarnava Prabhu ki jai.
Jai Shri Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.